Hey guys, this is Echo Soundworks and you're checking out a mixing tip and trick tutorial video. Last week I did a plugin of the week video on a Transient Shaper, Transient Designer by Softtube, and I got a couple questions about how I use it on vocals, so I thought I would show you in this video. So let's listen to this demo.
I would love to travel back to a minute ago, before you said yes, before I shook my head no, it's not over.
I'm not going to talk about every one of these plugins because it's out of the scope of this video, but things I do want to talk about, the ADSR. If you're going to use a Transient Shaper on a vocal, and especially if you're not going to automate the Transient Shaper or Transient Designer, I would strongly suggest making sure you have a ADSR on it because it can make T's and S's sound really bad. So here's the Transient Shaper, and the combination, in my opinion, of a Transient Shaper and the RVox on vocals does magical, wonderful things. The RVox is one of the most upfront, in-your-face compressors for any vocal that I've ever used, but I really like this Transient Shaper by Softtube. I have a whole video covering it. So instead of having it on every syllable, because I don't want every syllable accentuated, I don't want the punch of like T's and S's to come through the mix harder, I listen to the track and I will automate this in. So here is the Transient Shaper plugin, right? It's pretty much set to 0 when she's not singing on punch, which is what we want to be turned up. And then on certain syllables or certain phrases where it may clash with the instrumental, or if there's drums, or maybe in a chorus you want to drive the vocal a little bit harder, I would automate up certain sections. So this line represents the punch.
I would love to travel back to a minute ago.
So that back was real soft. Now this is a pretty subtle thing, but when she's saying back, I'm punching it very high, but it's quick, and it's just on one targeted syllable. And you can use this liberally, you can use it quite a bit, but I like using a Transient Shaper to kind of go in there and dissect the vocal and figure out which syllable isn't hitting, it's not cutting through the mix. Because instead of turning up the whole track, or sometimes being like, well, why isn't my vocal cutting through? Sometimes it's clashing with the attack of another instrument. In this case, it's the piano. If there's drums, it could be that, guitar, synth, whatever it may be. And it's a lot easier to correct that and make the attack of the vocal stand out over on top of the other attack of the other instrument, as opposed to trying to mix it, pan it, and do all that sort of stuff if you got your balances right already. So that's how I use the Transient Shaper on vocals. It's pretty basic, actually. I will say, if you guys are mixing rap music, the sustain knob on rap vocals is really cool. You can add more presence and clarity to maybe like a short passage where it's really quick. I know that's not in the scope of this video, but definitely try that out if you guys are making a lot of hip-hop music. If you guys have any questions or comments, let me know below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm Echo Soundworks. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.